Hi, welcome to 9 to 5 with Wangari. I love a good career story. I met this guy at Africa Product Peers meetup, and he was the most interesting guy to most of the audiences. So I was like, that guy needs to come on my channel. I'd like to welcome Steven. I'll let you do your own introduction.
Thank you, Wangari, for inviting me on. Is it a show?
Yeah, we can call it a show, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
On your show. I don't know why people thought my journey was interesting, but if somebody thought it was interesting, I said I would come and share it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was like everyone, like 5-6 people were saying, yes, the most interesting person I met was Steven. I was like, okay, clearly, I think if people think so, it must be interesting.
We'll see.
So, I mean, I don't know you that well, so I think I'll be learning as I'm talking to you. You said your name is Steven. Who are you? How did your journey start into product or tech? I'm curious to find out.
Right. So my name is Stephen.
Yeah.
Some people call him Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Yes, Mackenzie.
Why?
That's my name. That's my middle name.
Your name is Steven Mackenzie?
Yes.
So it's such a European name.
Exactly. I get that a lot, actually. Somebody asks me, what's your name? Mackenzie. What's your other name?
Yeah.
Stephen.
Wait, so that's you don't have like a Kikuyu name?
I do have a Kikuyu name.
Oh, okay.
My last name is Waweru.
Oh, Stephen Waweru.
Yeah.
I'm a Waweru as well. We might be related, but anyway,
Really?
let's carry on, yeah.
So my journey begins in Kirinyaga County. That is
Kirinyaga?
Yes, Kirinyaga County.
Yeah?
Waiguru, you know.
Yeah. Yeah?
So that is where I went to school, from primary school to high school.
Yeah?
I got into Baricho High School. I'm not sure you've heard of it.
I have?
It's in Kirinyaga County.
Yes?
From there, I went on to Technical University of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
I did aeronautical engineering.
Aeronautical
5 years.
Nice.
Yes, and from there, then on, I did a few certificates from here and there, and eventually ventured into software engineering.
Why, like, and then also a fun fact, my late father, Peter Waweru, was an aeronautical engineer. So my dad worked for Kenya Airways for a very long time, I think. Throughout his whole life, and when he passed on, he was still working. So, and he loved airplanes. He loved aeronautical engineering. He passed that on to me. I wanted to be a pilot, but never really.
What happened?
I never really went into it. I don't know. He kind of discouraged me. Just like go first to do like an engineering degree. Then, if you want, still go into aeronautics. But why did you not stick into aeronautical engineering?
I would say pretty much, like, much of my life was, I think I was more of a victim of circumstance most of the times.
A victim of circumstance.
Yes, because even choosing the course to do, like the aeronautical engineering, at first I always wanted to become an engineer. I just didn't know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Form 1, like Form 1, Form 2, I used to say I was going to become a mechatronics engineer.
Nice.
Yes. So I always wanted to become a mechatronics. If you looked at my books, I used to write mechatronics engineer, Stephen.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
I think in Form 4, that is when I had something to do with aeronautical engineering.
Yeah.
Now we are choosing the courses, and I'm like, what is aeronautical? What is this university, technical university? Now I started asking around, aeronautical. I think I want to do this thing.
Yeah.
And I ended up in.
You ended up doing it.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And then when you finished, because it's like 5 years, very difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
It's hard.
Not just hard.
Yeah.
In Tuk, if you do any engineering course in Tuk,
Yeah.
hard.
And you graduate, you're that guy, you're the smart guy. So we know you're smart. Why didn't you practice or go into like actually like making that like a career?
In terms of practice, I did maybe some attachments.
Okay. Where did you do your attachments?
Wilson.
Wilson? Mm-hmm.
But I was more into, you see, aeronautical has two aspects. There is an aspect of space and the aeronautics part of it.
As in aeroplanes. Oh.
Yes.
And then there's space, like
Anything
Elon Musk.
that is within the atmosphere, that is aeronautics. And then there's aerospace.
Okay,
past,
gotcha.
Past
Yeah.
the Kalman line. Like
Okay.
100 kilometers
So I know you're
up.
smart. Yeah.
So I was more into that. So
So aerospace, you're more into aerospace.
yes.
Okay.
But it was like one thing called aeronautical
Oh,
back
got you.
then. But we are doing both aspects.
Yeah.
So I was more into that, and I did a bit of rockets and missiles.
Wow.
Yes, and some friends
What
of
did
mine.
your parents think when you were telling them you're doing rockets and missiles? And your friends?
Actually, some friends of mine, we started a small company. We wanted to build rockets, like the first
Oh, that's
rockets
so
in Kenya.
cool.
But
What is your company called?
it didn't go well. Didn't go well.
What happened?
It was called Radi Space. Radi, like Radi.
Yeah.
Lightning, huh?
Yeah.
Space, yeah.
What happened on that journey to build the first rockets in, I don't know whether in Africa, because I don't know this space, no pun intended, but what happened?
You could say money.
Money.
Yeah,
Okay.
money. At the end of the day, comes down to money.
Did you even build like a prototype, or how far did you get in the journey of trying to build?
We went as far as we did research, some R&D, like design, simulate, say things that and they actually work, the math, right? And we built just small prototypes, like very, very tiny ones, like model rockets, ones you can buy from a shop, but now building them on.
Yeah.
And then we tried to approach agencies like Kenya Space Agency, talk to some of those guys, but they weren't into that because what Kenya Space Agency is doing right now, they're focusing on observations.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just collecting data. So they do not have the cash to support such kinds of things.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me just ask you a very random question. Do you think like UFOs are real and aliens? I don't know. Since you're into
Well, I wouldn't say no. And I'm not going to say yes.
yeah.
We haven't yet confirmed. See?
Okay.
They could be there. They could not. There are theories that support there's a possibility that other life forms exist.
Okay.
But it's not conclusive. You can't say yes or no.
You can't say no.
Yes.
Awesome. Really good. So we were talking about how you did an attachment in Wilson. You tried your own company building rockets in Kenya, which is so cool. That's very awesome. I can see why people thought you're interesting. You are interesting. How many times do you meet people who are trying to build rockets in Kenya? And how did your attachment go? When did you? I'd like to know when you started getting into like the software engineering side of engineering.
I think my turning point from the aerospace kind of thing was when I did my very final project and my attachment. Like you do like 2 attachments. So the last one I did at San Marco, Malindi. That is where they used to launch rockets back then in 1988.
Where were they launching rockets from Malindi? Sorry, I really don't know anything that happens in this space. So.
Well, for spaceports, you have to locate them closer to the sea or the ocean.
Okay.
So that, for safety.
For safety,
If
okay.
something falls, you won't
like
fall it in the water, not where it's populated. So back then, there used to be a launch platform.
In Malindi?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's owned by the Italian in conjunction with the Kenyan government.
Kenyan government, okay.
Yes. But the last launch happened in 1988. So the platform is defunct now. They just do observations, like they collect data from satellites.
Okay.
Yes. So it's more of a ground station
kind
of a thing. So that is why I went to do my last attachment. And what I observed from then, the technology, you could see the technology, how it has evolved from the 1960s to up to that time. And most of the things, when I talk to some of the guys who are doing what they were doing there, they used to tell me to measure when a satellite is approaching, they used to use protractors.
Oh my God.
Yes. You have to go with a protractor and then map out an angle and know, compute by hand when something is going to come into view, and then you have to point your dish towards it. And then the tech is there. You could see the actual instrument they were using back then. and what is being used right now. Like everything, it's kind of being replaced by software in one way or another.
Got you.
Yes. And I related now that to aeronautical. How
Yeah.
planes have evolved right from the Wright brothers
Oh yeah.
to A380s currently.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff is automated.
Oh wow.
And that is thanks to software.
Software.
Yes. So I think that was my
Yeah, like
something.
that's it.
Yes.
Interesting.
I used to do a bit of software.
Yeah, as part of your course,
obvious,
yeah.
But you literally write software that is low code.
Yeah, very low
like-
code
yes,
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
very low. You just write something that is running on a board. But I never did higher level languages.
Yeah.
So that is when now I started thinking about it. And after that, somebody just called me and told me, "Do you want a job in the bank?" And I was like,
What, like
yes.
from when you were working in Lamu, no, Malindi,
Yes.
and then they asked you to get a.
Yes.
That's very good. You're ready.
I didn't have anything to do, so said, sure.
Sure,
yeah,
why not?
yeah.
And wait, at this time, did you not code? Like you knew low code
Yes.
stuff, but you didn't know
Um,
like high level.
I used to do. Do you know these boards? Like Arduino boards.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They are the one that I used to like automate stuff. Maybe check your lights.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, turn things
When
off.
you clap the lights.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that one. yeah.
I used to do things like that.
Oh, cool!
Yeah.
I want one of those lights. You make for me. Just go like clap, and then the lights
Yes.
go.
Today there is a voice command. You can just say
yeah.
lights off, and you just go.
That's true.
You
Clapping
can-
is so like 1982.
You
I
can
guess.
you can even get an app. To,
Oh yeah,
like,
I've seen
monitor.
the monitor that.
Yes.
Oh, so that's what you used to
I used
program.
to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. That's fun.
And so I went to the bank and I started working there. But just a few months into it, the only thing I'm doing is punching stuff into a computer.
So what were you called this time? What product? Are you building a product? Or are you doing like ATM? What were you doing? Core banking? What were you?
I would say a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Because people used to look at me like this IT guy. So anything that is wrong, just call him. So that is when now I started thinking about, do I really want to do this thing? I did 5 years.
Awesome. So you were doing your gig at the bank and people are just referring to you as that IT guy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
At the same time, I was doing a little bit of freelancing,
Okay.
things like on Fiverr and Upwork.
Okay, yeah,
Just a little bit of coding here and there. From then on, I think the government came up with this program it's called PDTP, like
No, no, I haven't.
Presidential Digital Talent Program. Yeah.
Presidential Digital Talent Program. I've never heard of it.
So it's a program where you go into the Ministry of ICT and then you are helping the government digitize most of its products. Things like Adisasa and
Oh, yeah. That's a good program.
Adzira.
Yeah.
Those are some of the programs that people who get into that program, they get to work on. For example, I worked on, we're building something like a Zoom,
A
web
Zoom?
conferencing system.
Oh, cool.
For
the
ICT
government.
Authority.
Oh, for ICT Authority, yeah.
Yes. And I think that is where now my software journey really started. Because now you're given a project and you're
Yeah.
told, choose whatever technology you want to work on.
Just as long as you deliver.
It works. It
Yeah.
works. It does A, B, C, D. And then I was like, I learned everything there is to
Yeah.
build this thing. And then you meet people who are experiencing these things. And they tell you, at that time, I had never done anything to do with Node. So,
Oh, okay.
so some guy comes and says, ikitu tunaichapa na Node.
And like, Node ni gani?
What is Node?
Yeah.
No, you start learning from there.
Yeah.
Learn Node. I had never done HTML.
Oh, wow.
I started learning HTML from there.
Yeah.
And we built that thing and delivered.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Is it being used?
I can't tell.
You can't
I don't
tell.
know.
How long was the program? How long were you there in that program?
For 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Is that program still?
Yeah, it's still on.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who have joined and then went elsewhere.
So
to work
they
in
get
other government
interns
ministries.
to just do it, and then once you're done for a year, you just
Yeah, it kind of exposes you
yeah.
to opportunities in the government. You
Yeah.
can either choose to go that way, or
Or
they
choose-
also have partners. You can choose to work with their partners, or just go your own way, like myself.
You chose to go your own way. You didn't
Yeah.
want to be involved in government, technical,
Maybe in future.
maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Awesome. And then once you finished that gig in the government, what was next for you? Or it's just,
No, I really dug into software engineering, not
Yeah.
to really learn the tenets of everything to do with software engineering. That is why I joined ALX.
Yeah.
That is where now my journey with ALX started. ALX
Okay.
and the room.
yeah.
Still while at ICT Authority, I wanted something that will kind of provide a framework on software engineering, and that is when now I joined ALX.
Awesome.
I completed the program. I think our cohort was cohort 2,
Yeah.
and we started like, I think 1,000 people.
Whoa, that's a
And
lot.
we ended up, the guys who completed were like 100.
What? Why is there such a high
It was
intense?
tough. Yeah.
It's tough.
Tough, intense.
But
and
you're a smart guy, I can tell.
if you are doing two things at the same time, then it becomes very hard for most people, and then they just leave. I think right now they are recruiting around 20,000 people, and only I think 1,000 are
Yeah.
completing. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's really interesting. Would you ever go back to doing like if you had an opportunity, like, Elon Musk is coming to Africa, yeah?
Yeah,
With his
he's
SpaceX.
still Starlink thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
launching
Would you
soon.
would you ever consider going back and being in that aerospace
Yes.
domain?
Um, I think that is one. Okay, I have like two big interests.
Yeah.
So one is in aerospace, and the other one is in electric cars, like
Oh,
self-driving
nice,
cars.
nice.
Um,
Self-driven.
yes, self-driving
Oh,
cars.
yeah, self-driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
I don't know that I'd enter like a self-driving car, to be quite honest.
sorry,
I don't know that I'd enter a self-driving car.
why?
Because it can make a mistake.
But a driver can make a mistake.
Yeah.
Would you rather be driven by a driver who has driven over, I don't know, has experience, like 1,000 years of experience in driving? Or somebody who started driving the other day, maybe with 1 or 2 years of experience?
It depends where they learned how to drive. I think the Kenyan roads are very tricky to navigate. There's always you're thinking of the pedestrian and the cars, matatus, bodas. It's just like a lot. And I can't imagine that AI will really need to be trained well. But anyway, we digress. You're telling me about your hopes and dreams.
Yes. So
That's a really good one, yeah.
So I'm hoping in future the two will meet at some point.
Yeah,
the,
definitely.
The software and maybe aerospace, or something to do with, I don't know, cars that will be driven on Mars or something.
On Mars.
Yeah,
Wow, okay. I really hope you get that dream.
me too.
To Nimungu will pray for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That is so awesome. Is there... And right now, what are you doing with your life in your career? Are you feeling like you're heading towards that, or...
Yeah, definitely. Because currently I work as a software engineer at Data Integrated Limited. And most of the work that we do, we have an element of AI, but that is really because we deal mostly with transport.
Yeah.
So we provide tracking, mostly tracking
Yeah.
for vehicles. So
Awesome,
if
yeah.
you have your own vehicle and you want
To-
some sort of tracking,
Yeah.
and you do not want APIs given by other companies, we provide you specifically tracking for your own car.
That's really nice.
And if you have a fleet, we give you a management system that you
Or
can
two.
manage your fleet. If you want to integrate with the existing systems, we give you that as
Yeah.
well. So having worked with such kind of things, you deal with a lot of data and some of the tech that will be relevant in software, self-driving vehicles and, I don't know, rockets at some point.
Yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yes, so I think I'm
You're
headed
definitely
towards...
headed that. Oh,
Yes.
cool. And I hope you keep heading towards that. That has, to be honest, that's a very interesting career journey. I really want to hear your stories 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I will call you back or call you. How's it going? I want to see Steven is working at SpaceX and is the CEO there and doing amazing things. Never give up on your dreams. You literally, I think you've got it.
Okay, technically I can't work for SpaceX.
Technically, why?
I tried that. And so working for space companies outside of your country is hard because rockets are considered missiles.
Yeah.
They're like weapons. So only a selective number of people can work on some aspects. So unless we start our own...
Unless you start. You're the only hope I have right now.
Yes. So unless we start our own here...
you technically can't.
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. That's very good wisdom and knowledge that you shared. Do you have any other last comments or anything you wanted to share around your journey? People who are thinking to get into even like aerospace and yeah.
So I would say if you want to get into aerospace, yes, go and learn, but try as much as possible to practice. Like just practice the rocket equation, like the simple rocket equation. Try to
a simple rocket equation. I don't even know what that is, but hey,
it's called the Tsiolkovsky equation. It's a Russian thing.
It's a Russian. Of course it is.
So try to practice those things and build something. If you're into software, build some software and see if it works.
And then
at the end of the day, it's practicing.
Yeah.
And if you practice, there are some limits, especially when it comes to rocketry. You can't just come and launch something.
I can't launch, yeah.
You have to obtain some permissions or go out into the desert and do that.
Okay.
But still, you have to practice. Whatever it is that you're doing.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. I didn't know we had such cool people in Kenya, to be honest. You're probably the most interesting guy in Kenya right now.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I've never had such an interesting story.
Actually, we have some sort of Elon Musk of our own.
But You're the Elon Musk?
Not me.
Oh.
Somebody else. He's building PCB boards.
Mm-hmm.
See, like boards that for a smartphone.
Uh-huh.
If you wanted something unique or you have a design and you want it
I actually do.
manufactured or
I'm
built,
online. I really do, yeah.
that guy can do that for you. Like he has a company specifically for building boards.
What's it called?
Okay, I can't remember the company.
Okay, you need to give me.
But it operates majorly in Tanzania,
Yeah.
and we have a small branch here in Kenya.
Okay.
I think Mombasa Road or something.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes. And
Awesome.
I like what he's doing. He's trying to... the small things that we normally import from China, things like very, very, very tiny things.
Oh, I think I know the guy, the IoT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that guy, yeah.
He's more into...
Morris.
Yes.
I think his name is Morris. You know him, Morris, right? Anyway.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that is one of the most interesting persons I met.
Yeah.
Because what he's doing, I mean,
It's cool.
interesting. Yeah.
All right, cool. So there you go. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You're definitely an inspiration. Shay, I'm glad that you've chosen this platform to share your story. And just, wishing you like a lot of success. And you got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe in 5-10 years can come and
People
give
will
an
come
update.
and look at this like, this is where it started. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So there you have it. Lovely speaking to Steven. Started as an aerospace engineer and has learned how to integrate with software engineering and is doing some amazing stuff in Kenya. We have some really great stories and great talent in this continent. So thank you. Please make sure to leave a comment, share, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, kwaheri. Peace.